to another video in this week's intermediate tutorial. So in the last video, we kind of gave examples of classes and objects to kind of get you a solid understanding. We also kind of talked about the basic definitions as well. And in this video, we are actually going to get started on creating our own class and object. So a couple of things that I want to point out here is that the best practice is to put your class on a separate file than the main class. So look in our Replit, we have our main class. This is the main class right now. That kind of makes some sense. We don't want to put all of our created classes on this same file, because that gets a little bit misleading and would destroy the entire point of making our code simple and organized. So what we're going to do is every time we want to create a new class, we're going to click Add File here and give the name of the file based on what your name of your class is. So it'll make more sense as we go, but this is the best practice and what everyone does. So we have lots of different files to give ourselves a more clear and organized path. Also, when we do our objects, when we create our objects, we're going to come back into the main function here. This is our main function, and we were going to create our object in the main function. So as kind of a quick note here, just to write, we create our classes. I forgot the C. Our classes in an external file, but create our objects, that's Bojects, objects in the main function. Okay, so that's basically just kind of what we need to remember. So let's go ahead, create our first class, and get into the details of maybe how we should create a class. Okay, so the first class that I want to create is an animal class. I want to create a class called Animal. Now remember, our classes are usually generic, broad topics. So animal could have objects maybe like pig, antelope, blobfish, anything like that. So let's go ahead and create the animal class. Now, as you know, in my picture over here, I show you the arrows of where you should click the new file. So if you come to Replit, you would click this button in the corner here, left corner. It says Add File, and you give it the name of whatever your class name is. So a standard is that we all name our classes with uppercase. So we do animal, and that is going to be in all uppercase. Now this is going to pop up, click animal.java. Reason being is that we're creating a Java file. So we click animal.java, and it's just this blank file on a new separate page. So cool. The first thing that we're going to come and do is we're going to write public class. Then we're going to give our class a name, which has to be animal, because that's what we named our file. So public class animal with our curly braces. Now public is simply an access modifier saying anyone can access this class. We'll get into the different access modifiers in a later video, but for now we're just going to leave it at anyone can see this class animal. So public class animal, we've created the class. Now the next thing that we're going to do is to actually create variables and methods to put into our class. So how we can do that is, let's say I want to do public class animal. And so this animal maybe has an age. Is this a baby pig or a middle-aged pig or an old piggy? We would say int age is equal to, and let's say we want to do a piglet, so 3. So it's only 3 years old. Now I'm going to add the public keyword in front of this just to say anyone can access this in this variable in this class. Again, we will get to that later. So public int age is equal to 3. However, this basically means that every single object of the animal class, so any object, so any pig, any frog, any donkey, any sheep, any puppy would all have the age of 3. We'll get to how we can change these according to every separate object later. So public int age is equal to 3. So this is just creating a variable. Now the next thing we can do is we can have the animal do something, right? So we'll start off with a simple one. We'll start off with something that doesn't return anything and just prints something out to the console. So again, public public void because we're not going to return anything. And let's see, all animals are going to cuteness, right? How cute is this animal? And then we do the semicolons. Again, guys, this is the same as our method that we learned before in our previous videos, except we're just doing this in a new class. So again, access modifier, return type, name, and then curly braces. So all I'm going to do in this function is do system.out.println, and I'm going to say the animal is super duper cute. And so this is our function. So every time we call it, it's going to print this out. So guys, we've created our first class called animal. It's simple, but we did it. So now that we've created an animal class, let's go to our main file and create an object. So what would be an instance of an animal? Instance of an animal could be, let's say, pig. So how we create a pig instance, how we do that is we say animal, so this is the name of your class. Animal and then pig, so this is the name you're going to use for your object. So now my object name is pig. If my object name was piggy, then it would be the same thing. So we can use piggy for now. Animal piggy is equal to new animal with parentheses and a semicolon. So we've created a new animal instance called piggy. Now what we can do is we can do system.out.println piggy.age, right? Because remember that over here we have an age for the animal. Now we can also do piggy.cuteness, piggy.cuteness. Reason being is that all of these variables and functions inside the animal class has been passed on to my instance called pig. So now if I were to run my code, it would first give me the age of my piggy, which it should be 3, and then it would give us the cuteness level of our piggy. Let's see if Replet's gonna work for me. Yes, there we go. So 3, and the animal is super duper cute. So these few lines of code compared to the code in here is going to make our lives a lot easier. Why? Because if we were to write all of this similar code except in the main function, that would make our lives pretty complicated. It would, at the very least, block things up a little bit, right? So it's always good to create a new class to do this sort of thing. Now, if I wanted to create, say, like Sunny, I don't know, I'm an animal too, right? So then I would say animal Sunny is equal to new animal. Now then, we can again do system.out.println, but this time instead of piggy.age, it would be sunny.age, because just making sure that we all understand that this word that we say in the beginning is the name of your object. Then we can run sunny.cuteness. I realize probably I wasn't the best example to put here, but we'll see. So run our code again, and it's first going to give me the age of our piggy, and then the cuteness line for our piggy. Then it's going to give the age of Sunny, and then the cuteness level of Sunny. Okay, so again, it goes 3, the animal super duper cute, 3, the animal super cute, super duper cute. Now, obviously, I'm not 3 years old. I wish. And I am not super duper cute because I'm not a pet. But basically, I want you guys to see how it's so awesome to have classes and objects. So at the beginning, we did one instance. We did one piggy, and so that didn't seem too much. But then we did another one, Sunny. So imagine if we were to do all the animals in the world. If we created an object for them, wouldn't that be so much easier just writing this one line of code to create the object rather than writing this stuff like 500 times? Actually, I'm sure there are more than 500 animals in the world. Anyways, so guys, my point is that this class really helped us separate our code and really helped us break things down. So again, just to sum it up, we create add file for every new class that we want to make. And then the word public is saying that anyone can access it, which we'll get to later. Then for objects, we create it by class name. Object name is equal to new class name. Right. So now our next step in the next video is going to be able to change these numbers and values based on the different objects. So now everything is set, right? Every instance of the class is set. Our next goal is to have it so that whenever we create a new object, we can manipulate the age or what we want the function to do as we go. Okay, so that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next video. It's still an informational video, but it should be more fun because I turned it into a mini project. So I will see you guys then. Bye, guys.